Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let me do it this way. No funny nicknames tonight. I'm C. Turner. That's Walt. That's Bays. Listen, I need to speak to the spouses, the baby mamas, the significant others, and all that. Listen, for the next 6 to 8 months, it's gonna get loud. It's gonna be a lot of drinking going on. It's gonna be some cussing at the TV, throwing things. Listen,
that's just at Walt's house,
and that's just at one person's house on this screen. Listen, ain't nothing personal. It's football season. You stand back and son of a bitch. It's go time. All right. It is now football season. High school football done started. Middle school football done started. College done started. Well, at least for some programs who rank number 1 in the country. NFL done started. The CFL been going for about 3-4 weeks right now. It is football season. Shut your mouth. Go make me a sandwich and pour me some Screwball or some Root Out or some Rebel coffee. Because whenever I need to pick me up during the game, I drink Rebel coffee.
Nice plug.
I try.
Official sponsor, baby. Shout out Rebel Coffee. Always.
You gotta make sure you show them love.
Always.
Well, this on you, baby. I brought it here. This on you. It's on you. It's on you. I'm leaving it alone.
Well, America, we here. You see, we're getting right to the point. Our esteemed colleague is below us here. The Freeney Spin Plus, the Python Sack Dance, Mike Bazemore. And if we are opening up conversation, see, this is going to be a 2-parter. But you know what? I'm going to flip it on him because he's already got one shirt on. I was going to start with one of his teams, but I'm going to start with the other team just based on the fact, you know what? He could do a wardrobe change for the next video that we shoot. So yeah, it's going to be a 2-parter. So, Baze, you can drop the gray and the black. We'll stay with the green. Just because you got it on, you're looking good.
Not that Michigan State green either.
Oh, you see it behind me. You see it behind me. Uh-oh.
We got plenty of time. We got plenty of time to gather ourselves for our college shows that will be coming. But America, this is going to really be to kind of let you guys know we're going to stay on our Michael Jordan path of being 84% correct at the things we talk about on this show that we've been doing for the past 2 years. So if you're seeing a team get featured for 35 to 40 minutes, but give me a minute about those teams and perhaps maybe those divisions, there's a reason for that. We are highlighting certain teams that we believe are going to make a ruckus. And Baze, because you are one of the biggest Philadelphia Eagles fans that I know, being that you are from Philly as well, they are a team of interest to me. And they're a team of interest very simply because this has been one of the best off-season jobs I have seen an NFL team do. Like before we got to even like the spring voluntaries, between what they did in the offseason and then the trades that they made on draft day and the players that they drafted, I'm very impressed with what I've seen. And I'm very bullish on the Philadelphia Eagles to the point that it's not even going to be my give me a minute. I believe that this team clearly is the front runner to win this division. And not only that, I would not be surprised based on how all of the oomph is in the AFC this year. We're going to have, when we get off here, we're going to switch to AFC, but this team is spooky good. Legitimately on paper, and they're young, hungry. You got a bunch of guys that are young that are really looking to make their marks, that have the experience. Like they're young with playoff experience too. Like they've had highs and lows. Like hey, we made the playoffs. AJ Brown was on the number 1 seed, and they got beat. Jalen Hurts, who, let's call it what it is. It's on him. Period. The end of discussion. And to me, and then I'm going to continue to pass this around, I think Jalen Hurts makes the step. Mike Bazemore has been very adamant about the treatment of the black quarterback. And I feel like this is the guy right here who is the epitome of really, truly, once and for all, putting it in to how we describe these guys. Because I believe that Jalen Hurts, there's just something about him. I hate to sound like Skip Bayless, but I do agree. I believe that he's a guy that, you know what? You said I couldn't do this, so I left to go prove it to you, and I almost won a Heisman. So now he's been the guy where he's kind of his first, year and some change, because he really only started really kind of fully 1 year.
Right.
It's kind of like the Alabama version of him. He's finding his way. Hello, fantasy football player. Like, if you had him on fantasy last year, he did his thing for you. You know what I'm saying? Because he was rushing touchdowns. He threw enough, to where you got some good weeks out of it. But I believe this is a step he makes because he has a bona fide top 10. He has a bona fide top 6 tight end. And then he's got the young gun in the slot. Arguably had the greatest college football season in history. And we're talking about Damonte Smith, arguably. Statistically, it's dumb what Damonte Smith did.
As a receiver?
Oh, yeah. It might be the greatest college football receiving season, and it could be top 25, what he did. And then, the defense is there. So, Bays, I'm going to pass it to you, and just your chance to kind of look at your roster, kind of reflect on last year, to have one of your two teams make the playoffs. Of course, they ran into the buzzsaw known as Tom Brady. He's known to end a lot of things when it can be promising. Old GOAT Brady over there. But
Why the hell you bring his name up?
well,
Got to, dude.
We were having a nice conversation.
You have to.
Tom
Anytime
Brady.
you talk about football,
Tom Brady wouldn't be nothing without that tuck rule.
Okay.
Oh my God.
That's a conversation
Yeah.
for a different day.
Hey, I know. Yeah.
Let's stay on
without that,
task.
I know.
Hey, maybe.
So
maybe through your Michigan State connection, maybe we get Charles Woodson on the show. Maybe that will happen too. So
Let's just call a spade a spade. The main reason he don't like Tom Brady, besides the tuck rule, taking care of the Raiders, is because he's a Michigan guy.
yeah, that's really what it is.
That's what it comes down
That's
to.
really the truth. I don't really think it's a tuck rule.
I like Charles Woodson. So your theory right there is kind of debunked.
Well, that's because you're black and you don't.
You're
have
black,
a
you have
love
to like
Charles Woodson. That's like in our sports bylaws.
I don't like Tom Brady because he's a quarterback. Point blank. It's quarterback.
But Bays, the floor is yours. I mean, how are you feeling about your team? What are some of the things you like about Philadelphia? From last year to this year, things. I kind of did a broad stroke of some things that I really enjoyed. Naturally, being an offensive guy, but just what do you see kind of with the squad?
Actually got it right in the offseason. They hit key points and weren't scared to trade to make sure that if they're going to go behind Jalen Hurts, then goddamn it, give him a receiver. Damonte Smith is not going to be a number one receiver in this league. He's just too small. That's my opinion. He's not. He needs to get his weight up. Can he develop to be one? Does he have the skill set? Yes. But as it currently stands, I don't see it at this particular point in time. So they recognize that. And what they do, they got him a number one receiver to relieve that pressure off of a really great player or a potentially great player, great skill set. So, but overall, they had some key additions. I think they stole Nakobe Dean. He'll be a great addition at linebacker. Jordan Davis, you know what he do. He's nice with it.
He's already in interceptions. Like that's what Philadelphia has. The power of the internet, Bays. Because that bull he did, and I don't know if that was Jason Kelsey, he was bulling. But that bull already went viral. I don't know who he bulled.
It was I had to go look it up. It was the backup. It wasn't Kelsey, but geez, it was still an NFL. It's still an NFL center, at the end of the day.
Yes, yeah. And when you look at in terms of the back end, we got a nice I don't know if Darius Slay is a lockdown corner from what we are accustomed to, but he is a really solid cornerback.
I agree.
Very, very solid. Very, very solid. I think he takes a lot of chances that, sometimes, I don't know if it's the defense or him gambling, but nonetheless, he's a bona fide cornerback. So we got key players in all the positions. It's definitely going to fall on Jalen Hurts. What is he going to be? Because honestly, our division is kind of weak. We got a has-been at quarterback for the Commanders and Carson Wentz. We do. We got Daniel Jones. He trash. You got Saquon Barkley. His injuries have plagued him. So you're left with who? The Dallas Cowboys. We're going to be duking it out to win that division. Dallas Cowboys, they have great pieces as well, or very, very good pieces. But you're dealing with an aging Zeke Elliott. Pollard, we don't know if he can hold up. Dak, I like Dak. I believe in Dak. Receiver-wise, on paper, they're really good receiver-wise. But I think their defense is definitely very, very good. So it's going to come down between us and Dallas. If we don't beat Dallas, then I don't know if we're prepared to make a run in the NFC in terms of the championship. So that's what's going to come down to.
So I'm going to agree with you and disagree with you all at the same time. You were 1,000% right with the Dallas thing, because you don't know which Dallas team is going to show up from week to week. And everybody says this, and I'm usually if everybody said it, then I usually go against it, but it's kind of point improving with Dallas. You don't know who's going to show up for the Cowboys, because Zeke could go back and be the guy he was year 1 and 2, or he could beat ass. Yes, Mr. Walton.
I promise you, when we get to it, I'll tell you what Dallas team is going to show up this year. Keep going, Chris.
So you don't know which Dallas team. I've never been sold on Dak, and maybe it's my SEC bias with he went to Mississippi State. Whatever. But I've never really been sold on Dak. He's good. I wouldn't put him a top tier quarterback, and maybe my black card gets taken for that, maybe not. But whatever. I can't really back Dak as my franchise. I'm putting everything on you quarterback. I can't. With New York, I agree with you again. I don't know if Daniel Jones is complete trash, but he's definitely the recycle bin. He's not trash, but he's definitely the recycle bin. So take for that whatever you want to take it for. He's not trash. He's a recycle receptacle. That's what he is.
I know. I would say he is the green trash can.
Right.
Where you put all your lawn care, your branches. Yeah, it's it don't stink.
Is that what color y'all's is up there in Montana?
Ours is green.
It's green.
For grass and all that is green.
Yeah.
Hey,
ours don't get picked up every week. You know what I mean?
Hold up.
Daniel Jones is going to have some good games, but then he's going to have a lot of games where
it's terrible.
Hey, man.
Why do we have this guy?
Hey, can I tell you right now? It's a good thing that you guys' yard waste is a green can, because here in San Jose, he'd be shit brown, because that's what color our can.
Thank God.
So according to Bays in San Jose, Daniel Jones is shit.
Pretty much. So with the Commanders, I'm not as down on the Commanders. I like they're a decent.
Neither am I.
On the schedule, from roster spot to roster spot, I like the Commanders. They should do much. To call Wentz a has-been, I can't agree, because I don't know if he ever really was.
Oh, come on now. He was about to be MVP. He was slinging that thing before he got injured.
The one thing that I would tell you is, it is a
Nick
fact.
Foles.
Did he choke away the playoffs for the Colts? He absolutely did. That is a fact. However, did you know Carson Wentz was 26-6 touchdowns to interceptions last year?
Did not.
So you got to be careful. You
So
got to be careful.
he
So this-
falls,
so-
26
he
and
falls
six.
into that same
So you
category.
think he still has it, or is he
I-
a has been, or is he somewhere in the middle? Is
In
what
the
you
middle.
are alluding to.
I
I think he's in the middle.
I think he's in the middle.
Okay, I got you.
Like, in my opinion, my humble opinion,
That's all.
that's it. He's better than Daniel Jones, which doesn't take
Oh,
much.
yeah.
Which doesn't take.
Yeah.
I get that. That doesn't take much. But in that division, if you're ranking quarterbacks, which it's hard to do
Just off ability.
off of ability.
Well,
of
look, you
ability.
know what? Let's do that. I kind of like this because this is what I wanted to have. I wanted it to be.
I'm gonna
AFC
seem like a
East.
flip flopper with that answer.
All right, here we go.
I don't know if you can.
I gotta be honest though.
Let's rate the starting quarterbacks 1 to 4 or 4 to 1. If you guys would like time, I can do it and tell you what I think.
Go first, because we already know who's 4. We know who's 4.
Yeah, 4 is without a doubt Daniel Jones. Like it's, you know,
Shit Brown Daniel Jones.
and I think he has all the ability in the world. But for a guy that went to Duke,
It's not there.
it's not translating. And David Cutcliffe was his coach. Who coached who? Peyton Manning.
Yep.
Who
The
coached
Manning.
who else? Eli Manning. So this college coach has 4 Super Bowls of quarterbacks in his realm. But yeah, Daniel Jones is 4. Number 3 is without a doubt, I think we all agree, is Carson Wentz in the situation. Okay. And the reason why
are we putting it?
I'm projecting it. No,
So we're talking about skill set and the team around them.
I'm actually projecting what I think is going to end. I'm actually doing I think you should do it from what I think it's kind of a combination of what I've seen, what they have done, but what I project their teams are going to be. So Carson
quarterback by himself is what you're ranking this.
Just quarterback by themselves.
Quarterback by himself.
By himself. Yeah.
Carson Wentz is the third best quarterback. Jalen Hurts has the most upside of all 4 of these names. And that's why he's number 2. Because he's the youngest. And I see it. I'm listening. This is okay. It's not a give me a minute. I'm calling my shot with Jalen Hurts right now. I'm going to throw out a crazy ass line that I may have to apologize for by week 8. Jalen Hurts is going to give you probably about 3,400 passing yards. He's going to get up to 30 touchdowns. He's going to run for 800. And he's going to run for another 7-8 touchdowns. And that will get it done as long as his interceptions stay in the single digits.
So you got him with 30 passing touchdowns?
Oh, yeah. With that talent around him.
You know a screen is a run play, right?
No, a screen is a pass play. What is wrong with you?
A tunnel screen behind the line?
As long as the
screens are pass plays. Unless they change how they stat them now. Screens
behind the line is a run though, right?
As long as it's forward throwing. Yes. It's only a lateral. It's only a run if it's lateral or it's backwards.
And that's what I'm saying. Like his screens are lateral.
You do realize AJ Brown gets the ball in space. He can be 88 out the gate.
Which would be a running touchdown for AJ Brown.
Yeah. No. I'm talking about.
You're talking about. Go ahead. Well, what you're saying?
No, you go ahead. You're talking
about.
He's thinking about fly. You think about
You're talking about like traditional wide receiver screen out to the side. Right. Yeah, that is behind the line. Some of those are behind the line.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Some of those are. If he has to step. Yeah, if you throw the
if he throws it laterally or behind him.
That's what he's saying.
What I'm saying.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
whatever y'all call that, whatever. There's so many
AJ
different terminologies for the
wide receiver screens are touchdowns. They are, unless they're even. Trust me.
Either way, go ahead.
This is what I do. But Dak Prescott, by what he has done, he is the best quarterback in this division, and I agree with that. But what does that mean when you have nobody to throw to besides CeeDee Lamb? So what good is this ranking? So, like, that's me. Like, Dak Prescott, by default, is the best quarterback because of what he's done, his performances, his numbers, his record. No doubt about it. The dude has been to playoffs the majority of his career. He has been. There's only been like one season. I think he played the whole year. They didn't make the playoffs. And I think that's when Zeke got suspended for grabbing titties. Like, I've been watching the Pivot. We just gonna tell the truth on this show, Shout out Pivot. Anyway, so the reason why I'm putting Jalen Hurts number 2, it is purely on what I predict he will be this year. Because I'm sorry, if you have any type of dog in you. Now, Chris Turner is the one that told me, Bays, that Jalen Hurts was a 5-star quarterback. Okay.
Yeah, we do that.
And I didn't know that because I watched him play at Alabama. I was like, who is Jalen Hurts?
Well, Nick Saban didn't open up the offense, so
and got a natty out of it.
He obviously opened it up for Tua in the second half. So I'm pretty sure the offense was there.
No, it was different.
Got a natty.
Then we start talking about Nick Saban, and
got a natty, right?
it just starts throwing me off. Like I'm not trying to deal with that part of the tournament.
But that's the truth, though.
I didn't bring it up.
I think the offensive play calls were different. You can see it; they were noticeably different for Tua than Jalen Hurts. They were like it was like night and day.
Real quick, Walt. Real quick. Yes. The offense was very different, and Lane Kiffin was calling the plays at that time. So at that time, Jalen Hurts was comfortable throwing the medium routes and the shorter routes, whereas Tua at that time was more comfortable throwing that deep post across the middle of the field and everything else. It was just a level of comfort, and they said as much in like the little SEC media days and everything else. So it's not I'm not knocking, I'm not bragging anything else.
Can
I'm
you
just
help
saying.
me? What year was that national championship of that year?
Which one? Which natty?
The one to Tua.
We got 19 of them, so it's hard for me to pick.
I literally said the one Tua won for you, right? And as Mike Bazemore has eloquently put on this show, you can say 19 national championships, but you can't count 11 of them because they wasn't letting us play. You can't count them, so stop doing that.
So who else got 8? Who else got 8?
There you go. Like I like that conversation better, but them 11 got to go.
You know what? Fine.
So can you answer the question for me about what year Tua won the title? Because you're the one.
Let me see.
I know Baker, was it 2017? Because Baker Mayfield lost to Georgia that year. So
18.
It would have to been whatever year Baker Mayfield was drafted.
No, it was 17 because the 18 was when they played the playoffs or whatever. So 17 was the year.
Okay, yeah, because I remember that was Baker, and that makes sense because Baker's on year 5. All right.
Right.
So we're talking about a Jalen Hurts in 2017. So in 2017, they basically told Jalen Hurts in front of the world, you're not good enough.
They didn't say there was a level of comfort. That's all it was.
Just stop. Let me get through my point and why.
Try to embarrass that young brother.
In front of the world, Nick Saban said, you ain't got it. And you're not going to have it here. Like, I like you, and I've given you the opportunity, but I'm going with this kid. And you know what? If I go out losing with him, it looks better to me. Because at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts was going to get blamed for that no matter what happened. If Tua didn't do what he did, Jalen Hurts was going to take the brunt of that. Well, he had to go with somebody else. Let's say Tua doesn't, they don't get it to overtime. Let's say Tua throws a second pick, but they're going to still glorify Tua because he was already viewed as this. And I'm not breaking this into black and brown or whatever. I'm bringing it to what I feel about Jalen Hurts and why I'm projecting him already at number 2. And based on the season that I'm predicting for him, you talking about 4,000 plus. If he gets the 4,000 plus yards of total offense, he becomes the number 1 quarterback in this division, just like that. So after that,
you're going off of where you project them to be at the end of the year.
That's why I had
that's what it's
as opposed to where they are right now.
If it was right now, it would be Dak, Wentz, Jones, Hurts.
No.
Wow.
Whoa. No, right now I would
That's
have
what it would
as of
be.
right now.
That's what it would be. Jones would be technically better than at least Jones has started
Ew.
multiple years. I don't care how bad they are.
No, Jones
it's all
would
in
be
your
fourth right
perspective.
now. Jones
How?
would be fourth right now to me.
How? He hasn't
No
lost
matter
his
what,
job.
no matter what the argument is, I think he's
He
still
took a
fourth.
Hall of Famer's job. So
He was given.
Yeah, he was given that.
no, he took it.
Yeah, I guess.
Semantics
Now-
are semantics. Eli had been there for shit. Okay, she said it was cool. We don't mention Eli Manning's name at the house.
That goddamn mouth breathing dummy.
Yeah, the wife is not a big fan of Eli. I put it to you that way. But all right, so I've gone on too far, but I guess you guys got to get your points in there too. But
Right.
that's all. I'm projecting Jalen Hurts because I know what he's going to do this year. Because like I said, I shoot a Michael Jordan free throw percentage. I'm not wrong about these things too often. But when I'm wrong, Bays, it's like Washington Wizards wrong. Like, oh man, you should have stayed in the box. I
No,
love you, go Jordan.
if we're
What do you
going
got,
to
Bays?
if you're
Go ahead.
going to quarterbacks right now, I would have Dak, Wentz, Hurts, Jones. So we're talking about projections. I'm going to project that Hurts is going to be 1, Dak's going to be 2, and Wentz is going to be now. Wentz and Dak, they can alternate between 2 and 3 because of their teams and their weapons. I think that Hurts is set up to be very successful offensively. He just can't mess it up. But if you're telling me to look at the ability and skill set, Wentz has the skill set and ability,
I'm not doing
but
that.
he will get extremely anxious and completely shit the bed. So we have that experience. Daniel Jones is just like get out of here. Like nobody wants him on a team as a starter, really. They're trying to prove themselves right by trying to be the smartest person in the room when they took Jones over Haskins that draft. And everybody's like, that's a head scratcher. Like, what's going on here? And they're trying to, prove themselves right with that pick. And everybody knows that it's a matter of time before Jones is not the starting quarterback of the New York Giants. So
could have saved that young man's life too, because he'd been playing at the crib.
Hey, I wasn't going there. I wasn't going there. I went
there.
I was going to say things could have been slightly different in terms
Giants might have saved that young man's life
of that man's career, which could have then obviously led to a different outcome and off-season activities. I don't know.
I don't want to overly talk about somebody, RIP to him. But if you think about that, think about how we all felt when we got to play at the crib. Think about how much fun that was and what it meant to play in front of your family, boys, and people that have seen you come up. And they blew that. The Meadowlands is in New Jersey. He grew up in New Jersey, and they blew it. And I'm not saying that the Mars have to have any more black guilt that they have to have. They're already dealing with Brian Flores.
They got enough.
I said it. I'll let it be me. Because you know what? All I got is a hitch route. So, Chris, what do you think about quarterbacks? We can get off that because that's a very dark subject.
It is.
Rest in peace to that young man.
R.I.P. Dwayne Haskins, man. R.I.P. Dwayne Haskins. Love to his family.
So I agree with Bay said about as far as I'll just run through it. As far as where they are right now, then I agree completely with Bays for the no, I don't. As far as where they're at right now before the season even starts, I got Dak number 1. I got Wentz second. I got Hurts third. And then I got Shit Brown Jones is fourth. But then as far as where they could end up, because I'm for some reason high on the Redskins. I think Wentz could save his career. Like he can literally save his career. And it won't take much because the NFC East can implode week 7. That's all. Honestly, and it happens that soon every other year in the NFC East. So I think Wentz could really save his career and really could get himself probably another contract if he just shows up. So I got Wentz 1. And here's my flip-flop. I think Hurts goes to 2nd. Because I feel like this is the year that Dak literally shits the bed. Like I got that feeling Michael Irvin's talking too damn much. Like it's too much stuff going on in Cowboy Nation. I feel as though they're gonna fire Mike McCartney week 9. It's too much crap. It's too many other storylines going on in Dallas outside of them playing the game. So I feel like the Cowboys are implode.
Well, Dallas in itself could be its own.
And we'll get to it. Yeah, oh God.
Because
it
at
could
the end
always
of the day
be.
with Dallas, there's the guy they want is ready to come there, but he's coming there with parameters, as in like
right. I run the show.
Jerry, like I watch you do
my
it.
Team.
I watch you do it to my dad, my football dad. Yeah, I would easily, and he's the guy for that job, and he's waiting for that job. That's why he left New Orleans. So the coach is there that can get it done with Dak Prescott and get some players to come play for him moving forward. So that's a show in itself. Let me ask you this, and then we can probably get to give me a minute. I think we've done a pretty good job. We've been pretty concise just within our time here. I think the question I would ask is, are we all in consensus that this is basically the team that's going to win this division? Because that's where I'm at before we get to keep in.
Nope.
What team do you think is going to win? The Eagles?
The team on your chest.
Oh, damn straight. Look it.
That's where I'm at. I don't even think it's going to be close. I think they're going to win I think they're going to be like 12-5. They might lose one game in the division. Like Washington might get them, and that might be the game Washington goes, all right, that's what we needed for tiebreakers, and we're in the wild card hunt. We got a shot. But listen, Chris, I'm going to tell you right now, and this is why, when it's not your team, you just have these things pulled up. I've talked about them offensively. This is what they have on their front four. Derek Barnett, who is proven. Brandon Graham is still there.
Stud.
Josh Sweat can go.
Mississippi State.
Fletcher Cox is still there.
The ageless wonder.
And who is he paired with now? Who is he paired with? We just talked about him, guys.
A young gun.
Okay, you tell
Davis.
Okay, you tell me that front four with them two guys, 3 or 4 guys rotating on the outside between Barnett, Graham,
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that.
Now watch this. I'm not done. They also got Hassan Reddick in the offseason. Who can go? You got Nakobe Dean in the middle. Who can go? All right. Now you look at their backside. Listen, we talked about, I didn't even realize this is where he is. We've already talked about Darius Slay, but Avonte Maddox in the slot, very good corner. James Bradbury's on this team, guys. James Bradbury can go. There's a reason why he's not in New York. New York's like, well, we're just not going to pay you. And then Anthony Harris is a very good safety. Kevon Wallace is a good safety. So it's bigger than what we've been talking about them offensively. Those are the splash things they did.
Right.
But their backside, they can do all sorts of things. Rushing the passer, they can disrupt you in the middle because they have one of the best, most undersung D tackles in the last 15 years. Fletcher Cox is the guy he may not make the Hall of Fame, but he's a big reason why the Philadelphia Eagles won that Super Bowl that year.
He's your anchor. Like, regardless of what you call him, Hall of Fame or not, he's your anchor.
All them guys are gone, and who's still there 11, 12 years? And then, they've got these outside. Hassan Reddick that's what he does, is rush the passer. Derek Barnett has been doing it for 1,000 years. And then you've got this backside. You got these three corners. And you got Avonte Maddox, who literally plays slot corner. You got JB out on one side, big play Slay on the other. So when you have that going on and you've got a front four to get pressure, you guys know better than anybody to be the greatest front three in the history of indoor football. How much did you elevate a Michael Levy and a Jovan Jackson? You got them guys paid. Gaddafi was already made man. But them other three guys, you got them paid. Because the quarterback was like, well, shit, I got to get rid of this. I'm tired of getting hit by these three guys. That's what Philadelphia has over everybody in the division. Their roster is one of the most complete rosters in the entire NFL. And that's why we started with them first. I'm very bullish on this team because from top to bottom, they have everything. All they need is their quarterback to not throw more than 12 interceptions. That's all they need. Average less than an interception a game. You know, he's going to have a couple fumbles. He carries the ball. If you keep those fumbles to 4 through 17 games, we should win 12 games. We should sweep our division. We'll go after some other guys. They don't have to play the ones. Well, did they win the division? No, Dallas won the division. So they don't have to go play all the other one seeds in the conference. So that's why I'm bullish, Chris. You tell me why. And we'll let Bays go bullish, and then we'll go to give me a minute so that we get to our other time.
I mean, my reason I'm not sold on the Eagles, which I agree with you on everything you just said. Like, they had a fantastic offseason. They drafted well. They got the ageless wonder in Fletcher Cox. But it's the NFC East. Like, it's crazy shit happens in the NFC East for some damn reason every year. And nobody can explain it. Like, but crazy shit happens in that division every year. So me saying that the Redskins could pull a lucky charm out their ass is part of the crazy shit that could happen because they're good enough. They're not great at much, but they're good enough. They can hang around. I was watching Hard Knocks, and their head coach had this analogy that made so much sense, and he was just like, well, listen, like, we can hang out in the deep water, but just know we can hang in the shallows too. But if we got to drag you out to that deep water, it's a wrap. They're one of them teams that could just hang around long enough where injury could happen. Jalen Hurts breaks a finger. A.J. Brown, high ankle sprain. Like, they can be there just enough where that tiebreaker is now a big deal. Where they've beaten the Cowboys twice, but they lost to the Giants. But they got a split one with the Eagles. Like, they can hang out just enough to make this shit interesting.
They definitely not there. They don't have depth like that. The Eagles got depth. So if Hurts go down, Gunnar Minshew can get you about 3 to 5 wins.
I was getting ready to say, Chris, when you said if he
Gunnar Minshew, he gets you about 3 to 5 wins.
Don't let me get excited.
We still got Rhaegar.
First of all,
as a receiver too.
You're gonna say his last. First of all, you're gonna say his last name right. All right.
That's Minshew.
All right.
Minshew.
And the only reason I like him is because he was down in Jacksonville
say his
living
name right.
his best life.
Say his name.
Minshew.
It's Minshew. It's Gardner. It's Gardner Minshew.
Either way,
Bays, he followed my wife and her sisters on Instagram when they were hanging out in Savannah. Gardner was going back. So shout out Gardner Minshew. You probably don't watch What's Good America, but you know what? My wife, my sister Cassie, my sister Allie, we love you. They do. They're like, hey, man. I thought he was coming to Chicago. I was excited. And then we got Justin Fields. Anyway, go ahead, Bass. Yeah, I said it.
Quarterback of the future.
On that note, because I just really, really I can tell you right now, America, there will be a team that will not be featured in these vignettes. Unless it's a vignette of me saying I'm sorry. I'm still rooting for them but you know what? Let's stick to Philadelphia. I'll have my time to do that. Me and Chris can do that show on our own base. I'm not going to waste your valuable time. All right. Let's wrap this first episode up because Bay's got to go do a wardrobe change for episode 2 that we are going to film tonight while we have him here.
Oh my God.
We are getting to the Peabody Award-winning segment, as Chris Turner would say. Give me a minute. So I'd like to know who'd like to go first on this one. And we're going to wrap it around, and I'm actually going to put parameters. We need to keep it around the Philadelphia Eagles and or the NFC East. I'm putting parameters on these because I want it to all link up.
I'll go first, and mine will be short. I'll keep it within a minute. So, American, old sponsor.
Yeah, the old sponsor. Got too big for us. That was a big ass shit. God damn.
Give me a minute. The NFC East is like Las Vegas at like 3 a.m. You don't know why you're there. It's random shit going on. Like it's a person who can't tell time and think that this draw play gonna work, even though the clock running out, where you probably could have won the game. You got a backup quarterback who one of his fans can't even pronounce his name, but he wears cutoff jean shorts when he was in Jacksonville. You got a quarterback that's a has-been, but he's a never was, but at the same time, he kind of is a legend, but he's not really. And then you got a dude who went to a top 5 school in the country, and academically, they are second to only a few schools where he's probably dumb as a box of rocks on the field. Like it's people walking around on fire. Crazy shit is going on. That's the NFC East. America, that's been a minute.
He just ravaged the NFC East.
It's crazy shit going on.
I mean, he's not lying about that. All right, Bays, your call. You want to be the middle of this, or you want to end it because it's your squad, one of your 2 squads.
I go.
All right.
America, give me a minute. Is it time to forgive Ricky Waters for his stance, for who, for what, now that we know about CTE? Is it time we forgive him? Is it time, America? I don't know. For who, for what? America, short and sweet. Let's give my minute. Y'all sit on that and think about it.
Ooh, wow. Hey, first and foremost, shout out Rich Williams.
Ricky Waters. Ricky Waters.
Shout out Ricky Waters, man. Oh, man, you talk about a forgotten legend. Oh, my goodness. I was not ready for that. That might be the best give me a minute of all time. He did that in 10 seconds. That was pretty damn good. We're done here. Shout out Ricky Waters. If you ever have like some sort of like blip that comes through that like your name gets mentioned, we would love to have you on the show. Dude, one of those all-time greats.
For who? For what?
And
Jesus
great
Christ.
years in Philadelphia before he came out here to the Bay and won a Super Bowl out here. Because they love Ricky Waters out here.
Hey, good luck following that.
Oh man, I'm just gonna do what I do best, man, and not top it. I'll just say what's in my heart about the topic. So America,
God.
I'll leave a little bit. Bunch of nice cubes here on camera. Give me a minute. I like that we started with this team first. And this barrage of just different 30 to 40 minute videos of podcasts that'll be coming out before the season starts. I don't think I've ever rooted for Alabama players as hard as I've ever rooted for him, besides Derrick Henry last year before he got hurt. RIP to my fantasy season. But I love this opportunity for Jalen Hurts because I do believe in the little bit of preseason tape that I've seen. Why would I be so bullish about doing this show, America? You are going to understand one way or another. There is always a method to my madness. I've seen what I need to see. And I didn't even watch the game. I saw the box scores and I saw the highlights of his drive. And he knows it's on him. You know how he knows it's on him? Because he ain't getting paid unless they make a run. Because ain't nobody else paying him but Philadelphia. This is it. Baltimore's got their guy. And we'll deal with that team. And I love Bays. If he has time to be on that show, we'll have a different guest for that show. I've already got a guy in mind. Wink, wink. So it's plain and simple to me. I do believe that the Philadelphia Eagles will have one of the top 4 records in the NFC. I'm not willing to be as bullish to say that as I have done when Antonio Brown went to Tampa Bay and I told y'all what was going to happen. I'm not as bullish as when I said Odell Beckham went to the Rams. What was going to happen is my wife rolls her eyes. But I will say this. They've got the right coach, in my opinion, because he has everything to prove. Because you've had all these young guys around that are his peers that are doing all these things. Kyle Shanahan here in the Bay. Sean McVay finally got his championship. Zach Taylor out here got a squad. It's a problem in Cincinnati. All these young coaches, and he knows, hey, let me go ahead and submit myself because the one thing about Philadelphia is if you win, you get consistent, they'll give you an opportunity to get them to a Super Bowl. That's what they did with Andy. Andy kept building up, got him to the Super Bowl. Circumstances. Healthy Terrell Owens, we might be having a different conversation about Philadelphia. Period. So I'm very bullish on this team. I'm looking forward to them being successful. I'm looking forward to Jalen Hurts paying it off and putting all the haters to rest, including myself. I'm in that group because when he wore 2 for that certain type of burgundy, couldn't stand his ass. Couldn't stand it.
Not burgundy.
And when he put on the other burgundy,
Merlot. It's Merlot.
When he put on the other Ron Burgundy, this is my give me a minute. That shit is burgundy and my give me a minute. And you can tell Nick Saban at me, fight me. Because I'll fight that old white man.
He's 70 years old.
That's why I know I can whoop it. Anyway. When you put on the other burgundy, we were like, okay, it's the system. Now here he is in an NFL system with top-tier talent on both sides of the ball. Hell, his kicker is one of the most clutch kickers in the league. Jake Elliott is clutch. Seen that guy make a 61-yard field goal to win a game. They have it all. He has the city. The city they are looking for their new Joel Embiid, their new Allen Iverson. They're looking for that personality. And to me, he's got it by the bunches. So I'm wishing them luck. I want to look back on this and be right about my 12 wins or at least be close. If they can get to double digits, I can call it a push base. I can call it a push. They get to 10. But Philadelphia and America, if you ain't ready if you want to jump on any bandwagon as a fan, this ain't a bad one to hit your wagon to. Been my minute.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard the minutes and the opinions of certain individuals on this podcast. Just to clear a couple things up. First and foremost, the color is crimson, not burgundy, not Merlot, not dark red. It is crimson. Let's just get that first. I know that's what everybody was concerned about. It's crimson.
Are you sure? You sure it's not the color V and J?
Well, folks, now that this show's come to an end, I want to send a special shout out to Rebel Coffee, 9-Round Fitness. They got one in the Heights. They got one on the West End. Go to Rebel Coffee. There's only one, and it's in the Ace Hardware parking lot. It's right there by Rainbow Properties. I know you don't like Rainbow, but go to Rainbow Properties. It's right there in front of it. Go get your Rebel Coffee. Tell them What's Good America sent you. But with all that being said, shout out to Root Out Whiskey, Screwball. I'm still drinking you. We still fuck with you.
I mean, we still taking shots at Screwball. We are.
Kirkland Vodka. Hey,
Shout out Kirkland Vodka. We cut Costco. My wife made sure we got an executive membership. Holla at us. We'll just take the free membership. We'll plug you all day on the podcast. Ain't no shame in our game.
I'll take that free membership all
We'll
day.
take a free membership for the spot. Hey, the sponsorship just give us a free membership for life in the house.
That's it. That's all you need. But with all that being said, shout out to the all-knowing Michael A. Bazemore and his, which I don't really get how he get 2 teams, but whatever, and his Philadelphia Eagles. But the same question I asked you tonight, Walt, is the same question I ask you all the time. And that question is?
I think Baze has got to ask that question. What's that question, Baze?
What's good, America?
What's good, America?